Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Invictus Racing League's F1 division. It's time for round 12 of the season, and my name is Webbo. I'm here to take you through the racing as usual. The drivers, most of the grid have arrived on time. A couple are running a little bit late, it would seem, but like I say, Webbo here to take you through tonight's race, and we're heading out to the French Grand Prix, the Circuit pour Regard, and the qualifying 18-minute short session has already begun. The championship standings, as we find ourselves here in this 12th round of the season, Max continues to lead. This is his home race as well. 3 wins to his name on 116 points. With the DNF last time out, the title race went down to just 2 points against Jaume from Brazil, who will join us late, if possible, at the end of the session. He's on duty for his race team, so he's had to be sequestered into the race team. He's hoping to make it with us towards the end. Whale is taking his first lap on board, but I must take you through the championship, as sponsored by Grid Rival and Nailcut Hall, and in partnership with Grid Finder and Driver 61. Speed Queen in the other Alpine is in 3rd place, looking for her first win still. 4 third places to her name. No wins yet this season. 85 points she has. Then Living Wall in the Red Bull. We have Living Wall is on 67. On 60 points is Jelle, the Dutchman, in the Mercedes, who joins us for qualifying here. Then Reschke, Ghost, Delange, Whale and Burmeister last of all in the top 10. Burmeister is on 21 points, but Burr will not be able to join us after suffering a mechanical to his racing rig last time out, unfortunately. In the Constructors' Championship, Alpine unsurprisingly lead with 2 drivers in the top 3 in the championship positions. Max and Speed Queen take Alpine to the top with 201 points. Mercedes have 174, Red Bull 96, Williams 72, and we have Aston Martin on 47. All teams have scored points, but McLaren are at the foot of the standings at the moment. So, hi to Christoph, Call 132, hi to Martin, hi to Ghost, who join us in the chat. I know who Ghost is cheering for, but do let me know who you are cheering for, as Whale gets a 1:34.86, the first lap time out there. I'm having a look out to see who else is on a lap. Well, Simply 90 is on a lap at the moment. I think we've got a driver crossing the line right now. Nobody particularly actually on a hot lap. Let's see, is Living Wall, he's finishing his lap. Jelle, I think, is on his lap, so let's have a look. He's coming in, well, he's all over the track, so yeah, not keeping that particular lap alive. Luke Bailey might be about to actually cross the line though, hopefully. So into the penultimate corner, Virage de la Tour, and finally Virage du Pont, the right-hander. Fiendishly difficult and slow, difficult to get the car out. And Gam88 says hi ahead. I know Gam is here for Speed Queen, but he also pops in a little bit early to prove that he's not a bot. Luke Bailey at 1:30.1 is 1 and a bit tenths faster than Simply 90, who beats his teammate by 2 tenths. Simply 90 on a 1:32.23. Reschke is barreling through the double droit du Beausset, and Ghost gets a 29.4, so that's a very handy time from Ghost straight off the bat. Very early doors from Ghost, exactly the kind of start he would want to be running with. Burmeister does join us. He's here spectating, I think, but he doesn't have the equipment to go racing today. Reschke across the line then, 29.6, just a little bit slower than Ghost. And we'll see what Max is up to as he crosses the line. Just, I think, at 1:30.251 on medium tyres. Now, tactically, what is it that that Max decides to do here with Jaume missing until the end of qualifying? Will Max decide that it is better to get up the front of the grid or does he decide to get the better strategy option of starting on the medium tyre, I wonder? The medium runs between 11 and 13 laps comfortably here, the soft between 7 and 8, and the hards will run and run, do almost the whole race distance round here. Whale joins us to say he's actually on mediums and he doesn't know why the game is telling us he's on softs, so that's, yeah, interesting. Again, it's a good job all the bugs were ironed out quickly in this iteration of the game, isn't it? Speed Queen then around the final corner. What kind of time does she set here on the medium tyres as well? Speed Queen runs to the line then, and what does she register? A 1:30.7, so not the best early lap there from Speed Queen. She'll be hoping for a little bit more, a little bit better a lap than that overall. I wonder if Max is going around for another lap. No, into the pits he comes. Let's see what Speed Queen is up to. I'll take you through the track and the corner names shortly. As I say, welcome to everyone joining us. Great to have you all here for another week of racing. I think we may have just a few more viewers than we do racers at the moment, but do be reassured, at least 2 are going to join us towards the end of qualifying. They'll be hoping to try and fit in a lap, but I'm not sure whether they'll have the chance. So no one actually working the wheel in anger at the moment. Yella is coming around the final sector. We've had such a entertaining season, but Max would go for a much more boring evening than he suffered last week, and especially he wants to perform well at home. Leading the championship now by only 2 points, Max, and Yella is taking this very, very gently on the soft tyres. It's a long track, the Circuit Pour Regard, and going for a launch and then out of the final corner and down the short, relatively short straight. DRS, of course, in operation through qualifying, and looking for his left-hander, the S de la Verrerie. The first 3 turns almost before heading towards Virage de l'Hôtel, the right-hander, then into Ducamp, this corner. Then you wait and wait and wait to get the power down. Well, Yella runs very wide. There's still low grip out there as he goes through the Virage de Saint-Bohème and down the Mistral straight for the first time. The first half of the Mistral straight into the Chicane du Nord. Then waiting for the angle there. Unfortunately, the camera angles around Chicane du Nord are appalling, so you usually have to watch battles on board. Jim says Burr on the podium for the first time, but Burr won't be racing, unfortunately. Jim, Burr is unable to take part tonight. His brake pedal broke on him last week, causing a DNF, and I don't think he's had a chance to get a new one. And there he is watching the comments carefully. Into the Virage de la Tour, and then just Dupont to go. Away to the line then for Yella. Where will this see him post his time? It's straight to the top for Yella. It's a 1:29.340, and will he be doing the job for his teammate tonight, in qualifying at least, trying to get Mercedes right up to the front of the overall standings. Still got outlaps from Matty and Taking L's. They haven't started their laps just yet. And Simply 90 is watching as well. Although, did he not manage to run the whole race last week without a penalty? So he has expunged that particular issue from his game, hopefully. Whale is using one of the many different configurations of Circuit Pour Regard, just trying out the tarmac in a different sector of the track. He's going to need to look at his track map, though, because right behind him comes the Williams of Taking L's, going quickly. So Jim asks if Burmeister wants to commentate. But the commentary box is open if you want to. It's completely up to you. I know you're already spectating the race. Ghost goes fastest at 1:29.153. And as Reshka is coming out of the final corner and away to the line, a long wait for that start-finish line to arrive for Reshka. And it's a 1:29.6. Already did a 1:29.6 though. No improvement there. And let's see what Taking L's and Matty can get out of the car. Nothing for Matty this time round. And some banter going on against Simply 90 as well. As Jim says, yeah, Simply's race last week in Imola was fire. It definitely was. He had a fantastic race, and hopefully the sign of things to come from Simply 90. Taking L's then off to the line, and it's a P5 right with his teammate for Taking L's, right with Reshka, and straight up there to the top 5 for the Williams team. I'll join our championship leading Max. He's put soft tyres on this time, almost cutting the corner on the approach to the Mistral straight, and then waiting for the braking zone into Chicane du Nord. That looks like 60 metre point for Max, really leaning on the front tyre. Ivan Karakov says, what's the weather today? I haven't heard a weather forecast yet. We'll watch Max going through the Sanya corner. Now it's de Beausset, double droit, or double right of de Beausset, towards now the Bendor left-hander, which is a late apex, increasing radius corner. Then we have Courbe du Golabin, the nothing real right-hander, and then into Virage de la Tour, the penultimate corner. Ghost saying Max is 3/10 faster than him in time trial, and he thinks that he's got a 28.3 in him. Well, Max to the line then, all the pressure of the championship. A 28.9 is what he's got on this day in history, on this particular point in the track evolution. Ghost building the pressure though, putting the pressure on the championship leader. He'll be feeling it at the moment because of last week's DNF, but I'm sure he'll be putting that out of his mind and trying to get the best result possible today. Try and streak forward. He'll be also very carefully watching the grid order for his championship rival Jaume to show up or not. It'd be very interesting for Max watching that. He could end up with a good haul of points with just 4 races to go, or he could end up with Jaume right there with him. Of course, Jaume will presumably start from the back as Livingwall quite carelessly wanders over the red line, but I think he's already heading into the pits. Got out laps though for a few drivers. Simply 90 Matty. Here comes Jaume. I have to correct how I'm pronouncing his name after he sent us a nice video recording of the pronunciation. So Jaume it is, and he joins with just enough time, I think, just to get round. He's going to have to put a setup on. He's going to have to get out there and hope and pray that he can get a lap in first off. But I'm sure he'll have to drive with a certain amount of margin to the white lines. He won't be able to push too hard. Jaume joins us with 2 minutes and 30 to go before the checkered flag, and we look forward to watching his first lap. Jeffrey Stinson also joins us, P12, so we should have our expected number of drivers for today. It just got a little bit better, didn't it, to watch those guys. Jaume hasn't come out of the pits yet. He's gonna have to hurry up. I can see a Mercedes trickling its way down the pit lane. Is that Jaume? Or is that Yella? We wait and see. Reshka's about to finish. Let's just see if that is Jaume. It is Jaume coming out with 1 minute 42. He's going to have to pound around this track and hope he doesn't have to get out of anybody's way. Reshka takes his next lap attempt and begins the lap. P7 at the moment for Reshka, getting good turn into the first corner. Good performance out of the car so far. Is it too good? Has he not left any grip for the end of the circuit? That will be the important thing to watch. Max has elected to not come out and try again, and his heart will sink seeing Jaume turn up at the last possible moment before going out for a lap. We will obviously join Jaume in second place in the championship, as he has a high pressure situation to try and put a good lap in and get himself off the back row of the grid. Jeffrey has, well, he's retired. I don't think he's actually making an attempt of a lap here. We'll ride with Reshka then and get an update on his time. He is nearly 4/10 faster than he's been before. Still not really close enough to get into the 128s. That is only Max has got into the 128s, but he could certainly get his way nearer to the front row with the current standings. The track evolution at its maximum now. Everybody should be enjoying bags of grip out there, at least until they've shred their tyres. And Reshka into the penultimate corner. Virage de la Tour, then Virage du Pont, and away to the line he goes. Reshka outlaps for the top 6. Reshka, will he put himself in there? He puts himself into P3, and that's how it's done. We join Jaume on his only attempt to put in a fast time here. Let's hope the race he was doing was successful to put him into this position. It's nothing worse, is there, than giving up a championship attempt for a race that doesn't end your way. Jaume is right on the limit of adhesion. He's not giving a lot of margin here. He's going hell for the leather, all out for a potential front row. That's where he wants to be, right up there with Max. He's only 2 points behind him in the championship. Down into the chicane du Nord he goes, trying to spot his braking zone. Max has hit the checkered flag, will not take any further part. So a 28.9 is the fastest, but Jaume, he's getting purple sectors, but I think that's just for himself at this stage. They're not genuine purple sectors. It's hard for me to tell because there's no reference markers. We just have to watch on screen. Do you think Jaume is going to make it? Will he get himself onto the front row of the grid? Could he even challenge for pole here? That looked a little slow out of the Bendor corner and through Galabin, and heading then towards the final corner, leaving the apex. Quite some distance for Jaume. He goes for the line. All the pressure of the championship on his shoulders. What does he do? Straight into pole position for Jaume. A 28.705 is a remarkable time. Ghost will go no faster. What about Jaume's teammate? Can he do the job for his teammate? Can he get himself right up there and trouble Max near the front row of the grid? What a lap from Burmeister says, and he's not wrong. But as I said, offer stands if you want to come join commentary as you did in F2. It was a lot of fun. Then heading down the start-finish straight then for Jelle. Crosses the line. No improvement to speak of. Just 72 hundredths of a second faster. Speed Queen picks up the checkered flag. Whale does likewise, invalidating. And that is, I think that's it, folks. I think it's going to be Jaume all the way. Turns up late. Puts it on pole. And that's how it's done. Fantastic stuff from Jaume and Max. Max with it all to do. He's obviously been leading this championship for so long, but it would be a very bitter blow if it is taken off him towards the end of the championship, especially if someone can show up and do a lap like that. Tremendous stuff from Jaume, but Max can only put Jaume under pressure. And try and force an error if possible. Very, very high class stuff from Jaume. Pole position from nowhere. Terrific racing, terrific qualifying. Let's see what the race holds for us. Jaume got the pole by a quarter of a second on his first lap attempt. Max in second place, still half a second faster than Ghost. These two pushing each other faster and faster as the championship progresses. Reshka in fourth. Jelle in fifth place on row 3 will look to get in the mix of the leaders and try and help his teammate. Living Wall in sixth. Speed Queen in the championship leading Alpine in seventh place, needing to make up places quite badly. Whale, Luke Bailey, Simply 90 your top 10, and then in fresh choice of tyres you've got Taking L's Matty and Jeffrey. That was breathless stuff, that qualifying session. An absolute rush. And Bear said he'll come and join for a bit of the race. Okay, cool. Well, brilliant stuff. Any standout performances there? Ivan says he bets that there'll be no safety car and Living will get himself on the podium. He remembers Living will had a great setup here in previous season. Soft to medium is the best strategy, but you have to take care of your tyres. Great information, but that doesn't look like the best of weather, does it? Let me ask the drivers. And I'll see if I can get a weather forecast for you. Ghost cheering on Max for his home Grand Prix. I'm sure everyone would like to see Max win the French Grand Prix and take the Marseillaise, but unfortunately, it's going to be a difficult race for him with Jean with that kind of pace from the off. Max, of course, looking for redemption after contact on the first few meters of the previous race took him out. Not exactly his fault at all, I don't think. But Jeffrey and Whale help out with the weather. It's going to be dry but overcast, so that ominous-looking coloration on the screen, hopefully not a sign of rain to come. Well, I don't know. Maybe rain would be good. But let's see if the weather forecast is 100% accurate. We will see. I really hope for a good showdown here between the leaders. This is what we want to see. The two guys at the top of the tree battling it out with the teammates, Yella and Speed Queen, getting in the mix, ready for their team's Constructors' Championship dreams. What are your predictions? Who's going to take it? Do you think it will be Jaume, or Max, or someone else will get in the mix? Will they take each other out? Podium predictions, please, on the way. You can only choose 3. Have taken to saying that, but Rents isn't here. We've had the command to get the ready up, so everyone can press the button to go. And Smoke says it will be a wet race in F2 tomorrow. How does he know that? How do you know that, Smoke? Are you setting the lobby? Do you know? We shall see. So any advance on soft medium being the ideal strategy here today. That was Ivan's bet. At least 13 drivers then we look to take to the start of the race. Championship contenders, Jaume and Max right up there on the front row. Anybody has chosen any different tyres? Well, all the bottom drivers have chosen mediums to start the race. And I do not believe that pit stop strategy. It is a one-stopper. It really is. As I say, I'll be looking around lap 7 for the first soft tyre runner pit stops. So the top 10 all on the same strategy, as you would expect. Jaume taking the pole in style, but can miss the consistency. Max deliver the goods here today. He'll be hoping that other Mercedes doesn't get into the mix, or at least that his teammate Speed Queen does the job for him and for the team. Tries to get herself up to mess around with whatever Yella is going to try and do here. Living Wall. We've heard from the live chat. Living Wall has a good setup here. Only good enough for 6th in qualifying, but there's a long way to go yet. 27 laps of the Circuit Paul Ricard, and Smoke says every time he's raced in France, the weather has done the opposite to the day before's division. So that's how he's looking at it. Okay, that's some interesting reasoning from Smoke, but he's here for research, for a setup as well. and just giving some top tips to Ivan, who's also here enjoying the race with us. So the drivers, a very quick formation lap there, coming out of the final corner. And just a quick thank you to our sponsors, Grid Rival, and to Nailcut Hall, and our partners, gridfinder.com. And driver 61, this is round 12 of the F1 Championship. And the drivers almost ready to get underway with us. Hope you're ready. Hope you're looking forward to this one. I haven't seen any podium predictions yet, so hurry up if you're going to make them, because they don't count after the first corner. Let's wait and see what we've got. The lights are on then, ready to go racing. And it's lights out, and a good grab initially there from Ghost and Max. But Max getting swamped once again. Max dropping down several cars. Yellow right up into potentially second place as he sweeps across the nose of Ghost, who goes swinging out to the far right-hand side of the track. Ghost out of contention at this stage. Max trying to play the gentle game here. He's dropped all the way down to P11, and the Mercedes team are right on top of this one. You've got Speed Queen moving up to 6th, Livingwall in 5th, Reshka in 4th, Whale up to 3rd, but Yella with a monster of a start all the way up to 2nd place. And these starts are absolutely killing Max. He'll have to try and pick up where he left off, try and get his race back under the kind of condition he's hoping for. But that is a nightmare start for Max, all the way down to P11. The cream will rise to the top, but he's certainly made it difficult for himself, getting away as slowly as he did. His initial grab was good, but the second and third gear sections of the start looking an awful lot worse for Max versus everybody else around him. He's dropped 3.4 seconds. Has he got some sort of damage on the car? Is that what happened? I'm not seeing anything obvious, but we'll check out as they near the pit stop, the pit lane entry. Livingwall is right on the back of Reshka here, challenging for P4. And away then down to the start-finish straight. I don't think anybody has peeled off into the pits. Jaume's got the initial fastest lap, as you would well expect, being the leader across the line. Yeah, big problems for Max already. He's gained half a second on taking L's, and will join the battle at the front here. Whale is not wanting to let the two Mercedes have it all his own way. And Smoke said that Max got caught up with Ghost exit. Good catch, Smoke. Thanks for that. I don't have the benefit of a replay live on screen, but yeah, exactly. That sounds highly plausible. So it was Yella sweeping across the front of Ghost that initiated the contact. Whether Ghost should have yielded or Yella should have given more room, it's up for debate at this stage, but it came at the cost of the championship leader Max. And once again, the start of the race, at least this time his start hasn't resulted in a DNF, and we've got a big battle going on further back here. This is Livingwall defending now from Speed Queen, who's on the hurry up. He's absolutely looking to try and defend the Alpine honour. They don't want to let Mercedes get a 1-2 here tonight. That'll total their stranglehold at the front of the standings as they currently are. A Whale also doing his bit here, trying to get in the mix of Yella at the front. Not quite close enough though, as they head down to the first corner once again for the third time. Max gets a fastest lap. He's on it. He knows his way around here, I'm sure, as any self-respecting Frenchman should. But with it all to do, Max currently, let's have a quick check on that. Max is currently 7 seconds away from the lead of the race, and trying to catch back up as much as possible. A reminder on the tyres: Matty, Jeffrey taking L's, all starting on the medium tyre. Whale has a good slipstream here. Yella has got the DRS though, so Wales doesn't have the profit on the slipstream, on the DRS that he would hope for. And Jaume keeping Yella in his wheel tracks, possibly deliberately. Will Whale go for one into Sanya? Not quite. What about Speed Queen? She was looking very likely. Will she go for it here into Debose? Sticks the nose in. Leaves Living Wall out to dry, frankly, who left enough racing room. He's coming back at her, though. He's got the inside line here into the Bendor corner, but Speed Queen takes the corner round the outside and completes the move up to P5 for Speed Queen. The Alpines will be worth an extra couple of tenths of a lap around the French Grand Prix circuit, of course. Only joking, of course, they're on equalised performance, but there's something about the pomp and circumstance of the tricolor fluttering down the Mistral straight that gives it that extra little bit of oomph. It's a little bit like Ferrari around Imola and Monza. You always look to see the Renault engines given an extra little bit of juice, don't you? So at the front, Whale still can't make an impression on the 1-2 for Mercedes. Reshka is joining that party, and so is Speed Queen, who has got tremendous pace at this stage. Let's hope she's not using the tyres too much at this point. So Rents joins us late because he's keeping an eye on a hockey match, apparently. Yella is showing himself in the mirrors of his teammate Jaume. Now, I don't imagine that's a serious attempt at a move, but is he actually telling Jaume, come on, hurry up, we need to get away from these guys, you know, notice me and let's go a bit quicker, please, Jaume. So Jaume, obviously, as I said before, 2 points off the lead of the championship against Max, who is down in 10th position. Max has managed to overtake, taking L's, and we've got tight work here going on between Speed Queen and Reshka. Speed Queen has a great car in the final sector of this circuit where it's super twisty, unrelenting turn after turn, and Gam is cheering on. Speed Queen with a good run here, but everybody has got that DRS train in operation as Whale looks to show himself to the mirrors of Yella. No way through, and now we're getting ourselves a 6-way battle for the lead of this race on lap 5 of 27. All 13 runners that started the race are still with us. Ghost and Luke Bailey having problems dropping back. Max is absolutely on the priority as Yella gets himself a 3-second penalty, tripping over track limits into turns 4 and 5. So that's early doors for him. Speed Queen with a good run here on Reshka, but Reshka with that DRS, it's just too much. Speed Queen's going to have to try and either keep her powder dry or pit before these guys to try and make an impression on the run. Whale, there is an opportunity into Sanya or into Debose, the next corner, if you have timed your run properly. Here comes Whale trying to make a move, but Speed Queen the same. There's no way through just yet. Whale, though, is looking very, very close. The French DRS train says smoke. Choo-choo, indeed. But something will break shortly. I think Yella is pushing too hard for his tyres. Has to cool them slightly, and he's almost out of DRS range from Yella ahead. He's struggling through the corners, is Yella. And now Whale right on the bubble here. Is Jaume going to be greedy for the championship, the Drivers' Championship, or is he going to do what the team need him to do, which is to keep Yella in the DRS range? I think he's doing the team job right now. He knows he's going to score big against Max if things run to plan here, but he also knows that Mercedes need the championship points, so it's a big deal. Smoke is off because he's got to go get up for work early in the morning. Sorry about that, Smoke. You'll be pretty tired by race time tomorrow, I would imagine. Speed Queen then. DRS open. Peels to the inside. A bit of a warning move, but nothing more, as Living Wall has joined the back here. And the top 6 separated by about half a second each in turn. Brilliant stuff to see, the drivers pushing so hard together. Here comes Speed Queen to the inside into the Sanya corner. That was almost a touch between the two. We know she was quick through Debose before. Reshka trying to hold on, but Speed Queen gets the job done. And that was pure Pure racecraft from Speed Queen. She's got perhaps more pace than anybody else here. As Ivan says that he hopes Smoke will be tired. So there goes a pit stop already. Who was that into the pits? It was Reshka early doors into the pits. And now Speed Queen will be able to watch what Whale can do, who has been kept in the DRS zone generously from Jean. And into turns 1 and 2 they go. So an early pit stop from Reshka drops him to P10, and Max pits as well and puts hard tyres on. That's only really going to be worth it for Max if they avoid a safety car. But there's a potential for an undercut here for Max on the bulk of the field. The question is, how far up the grid can he get and how quick can he go? Two-stop strategy, says Ivan. I don't think anyone has elected a two-stop just yet. I think everyone's put on hard tyres. The medium tyres only really good enough for about 13 or 14 laps if you're running light on them. So it is tricky. So the battle for the lead down to 5 drivers now. Yella, quarter of a second behind Helm. Then Whale, Speed Queen and Living Wall, the top 5, followed then by Jeffrey, Matty, Simply Nighty, Taking L's and Ghost, all of whom have not pitted yet. Then come Reshka, Max and Luke Bailey on the hard tyres. They're on a nice flexible tyre for potential safety cars, but into the pits comes Yella, hot, struggling to keep it between the white lines on pit entry, and Whale comes in as well. Really interesting. So Speed Queen will have a run here on the back of Helm. Will she be able to close within a second? So she looks like she's got good speed, and she usually overcuts rather than undercuts. Into the pits they go in. So they have put on, Yella has put on hard tyres, and Whale is risking mediums with 19 laps to go in the race. Yellow flag, sector 1. That is a Williams looking slow. That's Taking L's, I think, and will Yella come across him on the track? No, he's got back up to racing speed. Yella did manage to get ahead of Whale and Reshka, so he held on to that position. The overcut just about hanging on. Hi to Ryan, who joins us late in the day for the race, but there's plenty of racing still to go. We've almost at 1/3 distance now, and Speed Queen she is within the 1 second she needs, and we know she's quick through here, but she's used all the RS passing drivers, a couple of whom she didn't have to, frankly. And Rentz's Living Wall is getting better and better through the races. He's certainly tucked in on the back of Speed Queen. So what happens next? Do the drivers decide to pit here? Helm has decided to pit. Speed Queen has done exactly the same thing. And Living Wall not quite leaving the margin he needs on the back of Speed Queen on the way into the pits. Now this is an interesting time to pit. Is this right on the bubble of a one-stop where the tyres shredded and it was time to get underway? Speed Queen, Helm and Living Wall all pitting then, all coming out of the pits in a similar order, but the question is, has Yella managed to undercut them? Whale is going to be line astern with Yella. Whale gets past as well, and I think has taken Jaum. So Whale and Yella have passed Jaum using the undercut. They're on hard tyres though, so for the next couple of laps they're going to have difficulty with much quicker medium tyres on Whale's car at least. But Yella and Jaum have both gone for hard tyres. Speed Queen's gone for mediums. Now Max is right with Speed Queen, just half a second back on different tyres as well. Slightly difficult to tell the helmets between Speed Queen and Max. They've both gone for quite a lot of fluorescent yellow. Speed Queen has got a pink motif on her helmet though. You see Max's helmet here, and Speed Queen's has pink on it as well, so relatively okay, but right from that view they almost look identical, don't they? Jaum then tucked up behind his teammate Yella, who presumably will do the favours. They're both on the same tyre, Will Yella yield? Or is it just eyes forward? Try to be the peloton leader almost for Yella for a few laps, and then hand the advantage of ERS saving on to his teammate. Let me know what you think is the right strategy here. Well, Helm can't really save any more ERS. Yella definitely can. So if they're communicating, that looks like a little blend out of the throttle, is it, from Yella, as now taking L's, battling with Whale. Whale gets past taking L's up to P3. Whale with no penalty. Neither has Jam, Speed Queen and Max. But Max has brought himself back up to a lot closer to the leader now. Let's have a look at that. In fact, Max is now 20.9 seconds from the outright leader, but in fact he's halved the deficit pretty much to the de facto leader, as up the inside comes Helm. Jaum, sorry, I'm still doing it. Comes Jaum, takes the position on taking L's. Jaum moving forward and trying to stay with Whale here on lap 10. And this is a battle to see who can get through the field quickly enough. Rent's pointing out Jeffrey's not looking bad with his pace. True, absolutely. And if you can get those tyres through till lap 21, he'll be in a good place. Yella making a move on taking L's, as is that Living Wall running very wide on the outskirts of the circuit. On the dark blue lines at least, they are the least abrasive of the abrasive painted surfaces. If you get onto the white stuff, you might as well go change your tyres. So Jeffrey and Matty hanging out there in the lead of this race, yet to pit, but certainly could make use of a safety car at some stage. Helm late to the party again, hasn't put his helmet on. It's quite a common thing we see. I think that is the key to, I think joining during qualifying is the reason you end up with no helmet on, from my my experience on this game anyway. Smoke says every time he hears Jeffrey's name he thinks of the butler from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's a very good shout. We don't have a Carlton, do we? I have commentated over several Wills though, so that would be good. So Speed Queen to the outside as taking L's moves to the inside. Speed Queen goes for the move, leaves a small gap on the apex just in case, and up to P6 then for Speed Queen. Again, as I say, on the medium tyres, so she's got to be very careful with these. She's also used a lot of ERS and could be vulnerable now to taking L's on a retaliatory move. Max is right in the thick of it once again, trying to go through the Sanya corner alongside. There's a Red Bull on the outside of Living Wall. There is a Williams on the outside as well, just ahead. Max potentially giving up a warning there. Max is making contact, and he's going to be hung up well out to dry there. There's no surprises as Reshka takes the outside line. Max gets the move done on the outside of the circuit once again. I don't really blame either of the drivers for behaving the way they just did. But there we go. Max staying where he is. Living Wall getting 2 overtakes done with some canny driving in the Red Bull. Max, I don't know if it's championship pressure affecting Max or just bad luck, but and his good luck has run out. But you can understand why Max would use the outside of the circuit once he was squeezed to that extent. But equally, you can see why Reshka went for the squeeze, as Living Wall and taking L's getting very clumsy there. That was not the best move, was it? Max should have a good run now on these two. Could end up getting both into Chicane du Nord as they defend from one another. Max has got tremendous overspeed. I'm going to stick with this camera, hope you don't mind. Down into Chicane du Nord they go, and Max gets taking L's at least. And that's one job done. A lot of action in this middle phase of the race. Lap 12 already. And it's Jeffrey Matty still to pit from Whale and Helm, the de facto leaders at this stage. Whale managed to leapfrog both Mercedes through the pit stop undercut, but he's on medium tyres and is going to be struggling at the end of this race unless he's gone for a 2-stopper. Jaum and Yella, then Speed Queen and Living Wall. Championship leader Max down in 8th at the moment, could well end up being 6th. and maybe more after penalties. Into the pits then comes Taking L's. They always jump ahead of everybody. I'm sorry about the telemetry. Yeah, I should turn it off. That's not really fair. I had it on just to check Helm and Yeller, and it's so easy to forget them because my focus is on the middle of the screen. But you're right to put it out, Christoph. Cool 132, because I will get in trouble for leaving that on. Let's go back to our intervals for better visibility. Max half a second behind Living Wall. You can see what that gap looks like, but Jaume might get the job done here on Whale as he starts the Mistral straight. 3/10 behind. Whale makes no defensive move at this stage, even when Jaume fakes a move. Speed Queen on her own in between the two battles between 3rd, 4th and 5th, and 7th, 8th and 9th that are being very hard fought. We saw them come to well, not so much blows, but at least contact. And here we go. This is the de facto lead. This is 7.8 seconds away from the outright lead pre-pit stop. But also, look at those penalties. Jeffrey, Whale, Yeller and Taking L's all on 3 seconds of penalties. That might not be all she wrote for penalties tonight. And Smoke says, look, Jaume not using any ERS again. What a shock. Yes. Smoke can't take his eyes off this race, and neither should he, frankly. Who needs sleep? Well, at least who can rely on sleep, eh, Smoke? You can do all the right things and not get a good night's sleep like I did last night. But yeah, stick with us, of course, if you can, everybody. I've got a feeling this one is going to just get tighter and tighter towards the end. Jaume battling Whale here. Can't quite see his way past. Now, why is Jaume not using his ERS to pass? He is now, look, he's pressing the button. But only little pulses on that, and it looks like it's going to be enough. Jaume down the outside is going to be right with him on the brakes as Whale goes for a very late braking maneuver, parks it on the apex. That's pretty expert positioning from Whale, frankly, as he tries to discourage Helm. He might need a move to the inside before Sanya. Not quite, as Jaume is definitely going for it here. Ivan says Speed Queen's on fire today as well. Lots of defensive work going on from Whale, though of course he's already got that penalty. So it may be a hiding to nothing, but they're holding up the drivers, and pretty soon Speed Queen's going to join the party, I would have thought, here. Rent says push a boulder into the track, someone, for a safety car. Do you mean a bollard? Or do you genuinely mean a boulder? So, as Jaume then with the DRS, will he have a go here? He's faking to the outside. I thought that might be the start of a dummy move, but didn't engender any commitment out of Whale one way or the other. Ran a bit wide, losing the aero performance of the Mercedes. You mean an actual boulder? Okay. Yeah, the French track officials or marshals haven't been coded to strike on cue for this, but let's have a go. So Jaume onto the inside, giving up the DRS. He closed that DRS early, hadn't he? Or is the game just not rendering the DRS being open properly? Neither would surprise me quite so much. Max going around the outside of Speed Queen, who will feel that's a little bit rude, frankly, but both Max and Living Wall getting Speed Queen on that corner. Will Speed Queen try and sneak up the inside of the Red Bull of Living Wall here? We know she's got some great lines through the corner. I bet she's going to dive for it here. Not on both of them, surely. Don't hit your teammate. She had to duck out of that one. I don't think she would have done if that was not an Alpine next to her on track. Round comes Living Wall with the squeeze. It's all kicking off here in the battle for what will be 4th position on track after the pit stops of Jeffrey and Matty. Whale gets past as Matty finally pits on lap 16. That's a little, well, no, that's pretty good actually. That is pretty good for a medium tyre run. Jaume on the back of Whale. What about Max, Living Wall and Speed Queen? So Max has got past comfortably, but Living Wall is right with him. He's trying to get underneath the car before turn 5. That could turn sour quite quickly. Is Jaume going for it? He's getting a bit loose on those hard tyres now. Whale to the middle of the track. Jaume forced to the outside, a tiny touch there. Don't think Whale's going to enjoy that, but he yields in the end. They all get Max again. Speed Queen and Living Wall get Max once again. Living Wall trying to go around the outside. Speed Queen trying to cut the nose off Max, who's caught between his teammate and a Williams behind, and they all swap round once again on lap 16. Reshka gets Max. Is Speed Queen going to go down the inside dive? Living Wall knows it's coming. Can she do the cut back? Or the late dive into Bendor? Not quite. Jaume has finally got Whale. So Whale is down into net second now. Jeffrey still waiting to pit off his starting tyre. Max into the pits early. Early doors for Max. Another pit stop. What is that about? Does he not like the hards? Has he decided he's happy to just run the softs at the end? Undercut all of these guys going slowly. Here come the soft tyres then for Max. It's a front wing change for Max. It is all drama for Max, and right now he could really do with a safety car to rescue this one. That's not what he wanted at all. Whale might come back at Jaume here, and after the touch down the Mistral straight the lap prior, I wouldn't expect this to be super clean. Whale peels to the inside. Jaume has to cede. Will Jaume try a sneaky one? No, Whale gets the job done comfortably there. Remember, Jaume's got the championship to keep an eye on here, and an accident could absolutely mess it up. I don't know how we've ended up talking about donkeys on the live chat. I didn't say anything about that, did I? 3 seconds each for Jeffrey, Whale, Yella taking L's, and Luke Bailey. Everybody else pretty clear. ERS versus Jaume is Ren's favourite. Well, we were on 99 comments, guys, already, and Lightning's not here to comment. I think that might be Smoke getting the 100th comment so far. Tremendous support from you all. We really appreciate it here at Invictus Racing League. I have to say, it is tremendous to join you all every week for so much banter and enjoyment. Jeffrey leads, yet to pit. So effectively that means Whale, Jaume, Yella and Speed Queen, Living Wall, Reshka, Matty, Max all the way down in 12th, outside of the points. He started this race only 2 points clear of Jaume in the championship. Living Wall on Reshka, that's some overspeed thanks to no ERS on Reshka's car. Living Wall gets past Speed Queen, sorry it was, not Reshka. Reshka is getting the penalties, so Speed Queen gets overtaken very easily. And Joe Hamster, yes, correct. Unfortunately, I'm not quite sure. It is exam season, I know, for a lot of people, so it is a difficult point in our seasons, this May and June time. I don't know why leagues keep trying to run races and championships through May and June, but such as it is. There comes the final pit stop to be made from anybody, and it is Jeffrey. So he will now depart from this group. Well, it wasn't really a group, was it? And now we can finally see where everybody finds themselves after the start. So it is 7 places up for Whale. What a start from him. Yella made places up very quickly, but is now back in 3rd place and has made up 2. We've got Jeffrey currently hovering around 6 up and Matty up 4. But the big story has been Ghost and Max down into 9th and 11th respectively. Brent says, who is the big boss steward in this league? I think the steward is shrouded in secrecy, is it not? And there's Max's first bit of work done to try and get the fastest lap. Lap 19. I think cars will go faster. Speed Queen and Living Wall battling once again. Veterans of Invictus Racing League, these two. So they'll know each other well enough. Burmeister, David says, where is Burmeister? Yeah, and Joe helps him out. He sent us a picture of his broken brake pedal, and I think he can't possibly race on a controller with no practice. So Reshka goes down the inside of Living Wall. An unusual place to pass through the Bendor corner. Living Wall taking his racing line then. Sorry, that was Bendor. It must have been a previous corner that they were going. Pit stop from Whale. So Whale has committed. Whale has committed to that that two-stopper. That just brings Jaum and Jelle clearing away, really, at the front of this race. The two Mercedes, I think they'll both run easily to the end of the race. Living Wall and Speed Queen continue to block each other's progress back up towards the podium. Battle at the front, but Speed Queen is now 5 seconds away from Jelle, and he only has a 3-second penalty, so this is not I wonder if Jelle still fancies the idea of winning this race now that Max is out of the points at the moment. He's 6.6 seconds away from the lead, from the next car in front. Max. Whale gets past Ghost quite easily on the brand new soft tyres, as you well expect. But Max has got a big job to do. He could do with benefiting from all these other people's penalties, but he's just not in range yet for Max. That was a front wing problem. That was a little bit of contact on lap 1, cost Max loads of places. Plunging down the order then, caught up in the midfield, and then caught up in contact, losing enough of the front wing to need to change it, but I couldn't actually see what was wrong with the front wing. And our championship leader, well, he's got it all to do once again. He'll be petitioning everyone to try and change the clocks, I think, try and get Jaum to miss another race. And there's a new fastest lap for us. Let's have a look at the comparison. Jeffrey just took it in the Aston Martin, and a 31.003 is going to take some beating for the guys out there. No one's tyres will be in better condition than his right now. Got a big mix of tyres on the grid. Speed Queen continues to derate down the Mistral Straight. We have 6 racing laps for the leaders to go. I wonder if... oh, wow, sneaking up the inside comes Reshka on Living Wall. There we go. That was a nice little move from Reshka. Oh, and again, then now Jeffrey on the inside. So the tyres pay dividends here for Jeffrey, as he gets a great run then on Living Wall as well. Living Wall struggling through Chicane du Nord. More battling going on between Jeffrey and Reshka. Is that going to let Speed Queen off the hook? I think it might. Looks like Burmeister might be here to join us for the last 5 or 6 laps. Burmeister, have you been watching while doing other things?
Good evening, everybody. Yeah, I've mostly coached Simply 90 through this race and helped him a bit. But I saw some close driving of the behind the front group, I would call it.
It has been very close. It's been too close for comfort sometimes, though. Have you got any judgment on any of the contact we've seen so far?
No, mate. I didn't really see the contact between anybody, because mostly I was watching Simply.
Yeah.
But I saw some, yeah, what I saw was also some good driving with 3 cars through one corner, and yeah, it's difficult, so an accident can happen, but most of the times it's gone good.
Exactly, it is. It's been high quality stuff here, as Jeffrey gets past Speed Queen, but he needs to sprint away from her. He's got 6 seconds of penalties. Speed Queen now defending on the outside from Reshka as well, and she's holding on to this 4th place. Could end up being 3rd place, another podium for her, and yeah, just trying to keep an eye on the live chat as well, and some good banter there as Squawker asks a question that I won't address on here, and the regular guys in the live chat are helping out. Burmeister, what's the news with the pedal set? Are you going to get yourself a new one, or are you out for the season?
No, mate. I'm just waiting for Fanatec to reply my email, because they cut out their phone lines.
Yep.
Because they're too busy or things, but I think you just don't run your company right then. You can sell 100,000 wheels due to the pandemic, but you can't get your customer service right. That's not good.
No, so Burmeister is not joining us, sponsored by Fanatec tonight. We have Ivan Karakov.
I won't buy there.
Down the outside comes Reshka on Speed Queen using the DRS, and we wait on the terrible camera angles at Chicane du Nord as it gets past Reshka passes Speed Queen. Then hard tyres versus mediums. Are those mediums starting to go now, Burr? 14 laps in?
I think they're starting to go, but I didn't know any strategy or anything, because I just didn't touch the game anymore. The disappointment last week when I noticed was so big, and I set myself over it, and I thought, okay, I'm not gonna do anything. So I don't know anything about strategies or tire wear, but I guess they're pretty done right now. But if she still can keep up with the DRS, she's still good.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the overall race pace will come down. I wonder if Max will be able to get a place or 2 before the end of this race. He's picked up a penalty as well for Max. So this is really, while we had a wide open championship, this is now almost gifting it into the hands of Helm. Burr, it's been a really difficult last 2 races for Max.
Yeah, it's been difficult. He's quite a good racer and a really nice guy. I think what I've heard from him in the commentary box and talking to him. So and also last year I had quite a good battle with him here all through the race, also for P3 or P4, I guess. So yeah, it's quite sad, because he's quite serious about it, and then when you lose it like this on your home circuit as well, it's quite disappointed, I think.
It is. Talk of home circuits, it's yours coming up soon. We've got 3 to go, as Simply 90 Burr has retired from the race. It's because you weren't there watching him, isn't it? And a safety car has been called.
I don't know what he's
with
done.
With 3 laps to go, he spun on the first chicane. It looks like. So Simply no, he's not. He's out there in turn 5. We'll just see. There he is on the inside edge of the corner. That looks like power oversteer has cost him the race. And what do the leaders do now, Burr? What would you do here? Well, Helm's come in. Yella is queuing. And he gets overtaken by Jeffrey on the way into the pit stop.
Yeah,
they make contact as well.
Yeah, it's pretty dirty play from Yella there, I think.
That's going to cost them places. Speed Queen comes into the pits. Yella might still have to queue, even.
He lost his front wing as well there, so that's quite a karma there for the queuing.
I hope that Ghost didn't. That Jeffrey didn't pick up damage, because he was doing the right thing, just getting into the pit lane as he wanted to.
I think he hit him in the side pot. It's not sure if he has damage, but I think that's quite a karma for Yellow there holding up. I think you can do that.
What's interesting is that Max has come in for a pit stop. Now, he had the opportunity to try and get some places maybe, but he's come in for new tyres to be on the same strategy as everybody else, Burr.
I was with Simply, and we talked about tire wear, and I think about 6 laps they were already on 60% or something. So I think Max's tires were already like pretty done.
It's a pretty, yeah, it is a pretty high deck circuit, but it's obviously a high deck evening in France as well. It does work. It does go like that, Burr, sometimes. The deg rate will actually surprise you. Even it doesn't matter how much research you do. Sometimes it's just too much, right?
No, I think Max took some damage, and I think maybe he miscalculated his laps he could do on the soft, or tried something. Look, now he's back in the race. He can still go for it if he can keep up with the rest of the guys. So yeah, it was all or nothing, I think.
So Reshka, the only one on hard tyres who has decided not to pit, so he went for track position. He's hoping Whale, Jaume, Jeffrey, Speedqueen trip over each other and let him get away. And I've seen that time after time with the leader. They have the chance to launch. Where's your favourite point to launch on a restart at the moment?
Yeah, I think Reshka should wait until the line, because he has the worst traction of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't take any distance in this last sector, just because you have the worst tires right now.
The safety
car has to go while his car is straight right now.
Has come in, so we will get 2 laps
no,
of...
he's waiting. He waits quite... yeah, that's... He broke his front wing. Reshka broke his front wing there.
Wow. Incredible stuff. How did Reshka end up doing that? Was that just a problem on the restart?
Mate. Yeah, I think he had cold tires, old tires, his hards were too cold. He just was, his car was straight, but I think he was just rough on the throttle. Rough on the throttle with cold tires, but I think
one of the bollards goes begging there in the first sector. It's skipping across the track. Max up to P8. We've got Living Wall and Ghost, I think, were the ones that hit the bollard, and the field is spread out already. They won't get DRS until the final lap of the race. Incredible stuff here to see this sting in the tail of the French Grand Prix. Yella is down in P11, Burr.
Yeah. Pretty cool. I think he has damage again, mate. I didn't watch it. I was just skipping to the front.
It's very slow. Now, Jaume is trying to challenge for the lead on the road here. He will, of course, get the lead under penalties, but he gets the car underneath him into De Bose and successfully retakes the lead of the race. Jaume into P1. No penalties on his car at the moment. 14 seconds on Jeffrey. That means Speedqueen is well on the way for a potential 3rd or 2nd place here for Alpine. Living Wall in 5th. Ghost 6th. Matty in 7th, with the championship leader Max just behind. Ghost Jeffrey is super slow off the final corner. Also struggling to get traction on the way out of there. And we start the final lap of the race. Helm with the new fastest lap. Speedqueen gets right underneath Jeffrey. Can't quite get through. And it's absolutely all kicking off here in the final run of this race. Max 1/4 of a second away from P7 with a 3-second penalty. He's the leader of a bunch of cars with penalties, so I don't think Max is going to get any further up the road. Yella is down in 12th place, so turning what was a Mercedes 1-2. Bird, does it look like a lack of confidence in your own pace if you start doing things like that on the way into the pits?
Yeah, lack of confidence. I think he just wanted to make a gap that he wasn't held up in the pits. But yeah, can you do that in a sportive way? Can you make it to other people? I don't think so.
Well, Jeffrey's trying to go around the outside of Whale into Sanya and then into De Bose. They go side by side. They've made contact 3 or 4 times already, wheel to wheel stuff, and it looks like Jeffrey holding on to the inside. Helm, though, is almost home and dry in this French Grand Prix. It has been action-packed all the way through. Jaume turns up in the 3 minutes before the end of qualifying. Jaume once again takes the win in France, and a convincing win in the end. Didn't look like anyone was going to get past him. Jeffrey will drop down the order, and Speed Queen gets an Alpine on the podium into P2, Living Wall in P3, and well deserved. Then Ghost, Whale, Matty, Max made it up to P7 in the end. We saw Jeffrey into P8 after all those penalties were paid, taking L's. Luke Bailey, looks like Reshka right at the end of this one as well. We have got fastest lap for Jaume. He's got the maximum points out of this evening. Reshka will come home, I think, slowly but surely into P11, a very sad place to finish the race, followed by Yella, who's had some questionable tactics on the way into the pits, but lots of congratulations coming in already. But Bert, a shame that your driver trainee for your coaching services has crashed out, but what did you make of the race overall?
Yeah, I think it was quite entertaining for everybody because it was so close between the drivers and they were all close to each other, so I think it was pretty enjoyable.
Definitely. We will hopefully get our podium sitters, Jaume, Speed Queen and Living Wall into the commentary box. I know that Jaume and probably Living will be ready for it, but Burr, could you do me a favour and invite Speed Queen 80 to the commentary box, because sometimes she disappears off for a cup of tea too quickly and we don't get a chance to talk to her.
I will.
Thank you very much. And we're waiting now for the final Mercedes to cross the line, who's doing so very, very slowly, and we will get the driver of the day update. There is Yella. Ashamedly coming home in the final positions, unfortunately. Ghost says 25 laps driving at the back after being taken out was very depressing, but he's happy to get P4. Gutted to miss out on the podium interview. Yeah, well, we will do our best to get hold of our top three. I don't tend to like giving it to other people to come and talk at the end, because it takes away the little bit of prestige and fame for getting the podium. Why are we still running on this circuit? There he goes. It was all Yella's fault. He was delaying across the line as well. Again, yes. Let's see what the game says about driver of the day. Gives it to Speed Queen in the end for climbing up onto the podium. Do you agree, Burr, or would you go with somebody else?
Yeah, it's. I think it's all because of the safety car. In the end, makes it quite different with the penalties.
Yeah.
But it's fun to drive like the last 3 laps like this, I think.
Yes, it's dangerous though out there, isn't it?
I like it.
You like it as a spectator. I don't know if you'd like it if you were in the lead of the race.
Yeah, I like it then also, mate.
Oh,
I
okay.
like battling with people. That's why should you drive alone? It's fun to have battles like there were tonight. That's the most fun.
Good stuff.
That's the most enjoyable, I think.
So fastest lap went to Jaume and the win, so he wins the race once again. I think that makes it 6 or 7 wins this season. Speed Queen is second from Living Wall, and then Ghost, Whale, Matty, Max in 7th, taking L's, Luke Bailey and Jeffrey. Everybody making 3 stops. Making 2 stops. Max making 3. Then we have Reshka and Yella. So the only people finishing the race, Bear, stopped more than once. I wonder if that will be something to take note of for tomorrow's F2 race. I'm hoping Max will join me in the commentary box tomorrow, but he may not want to look at this French circuit this week anymore. So I shall wait and see. But it looks like I know Jaume managed to join us in the press conference, so we can get underway. If our drivers are joining us, just check that your party audio settings are set to share. And I know Burr will come up with some questions to ask as well as the live chat always do. And one quick thank you for our sponsors. The last one of the day, that is a thank you to Grid Rival and Nailcut Hall and our partners gridfinder.com and Driver61. But I'm joined, happy to say, by our winner once again. It's Jaume. Jaume, that was a very stylish entry to qualifying, first of all.
Yeah, thank you very much. First of all, good evening to everyone. Yeah, I mean, I had a race before it, and luckily it was in France too, so I practiced before I joined the lobby, so In their lobby in the other league, I did a 28.2. So it was not the best lap of quali, but for sure it's a fantastic lap at 28.7. I think got pole position to 10, so max.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the beginning of the race, I was in party with Yele. I mean, that's so lucky we could get 1-2, but yeah. At the beginning of the race, he started so well. I tried to give him the slipstream and it worked, I think.
Yeah.
But in the second corner, I don't know, he had contact with Max or something. I don't know what happened. But the truth is that Max spun and he is in P2. But anyway, I don't know what happened at all. But yeah, we did a fantastic teamwork. Like, I was giving to him the DRS so he could protect the position to Whale, who was really fast. And yeah, we did a different strategy, put the hard tires. We were going to the end, but we think Whale was going to do the end too. But so we stayed behind him. He was with 0 or almost 0 of VRS, and I was with almost full battery. I don't know about Yele, but he has still a little bit more than Whale. So we was not trying, but we talked about overtake him late on the race to when his medium tire don't work. But yeah, but I mean, he stopped. We were surprised, but nice. We was in first and second. So I've spoken to him that a safety car would finish with our race because it's gonna be a real problem, and it happened 4 laps to go. That was really sad. I tell him to keep a distance behind me to not be prejudiced, or I don't know the word, but I mean, not have problems in the pit stop. But I don't know again what happened. But I think the fact is he had I don't know how can I say a wing damage and time penalty. So and his race was done, and I came back in P3 with 0 time penalties, and the 2 in front had. At the restart, the guy in front with the hard tires just brake at the straight just to not accelerate and I don't know, get full throttle, but he had oversteer and crashed into the wall. I didn't overtake him because I think I would get a penalty.
Yeah.
But after I overtake him, I tried to pass Whale, and I did it on the long right hander, and I did the fastest lap. So perfect race. Would be even grateful if with the 1-2 we did a fantastic teamwork, and I just want to send sorry to Yele, but it happens, and thanks for him to be a good teammate, and that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, tremendous. I think it was partly Yele's amazing start that triggered the accident that Max got caught up in. But I'm sure if any stewards look at it or you want to watch it back, you can just about catch it on stream what happened right from the start. Burr, I don't know if Jaume left anything to ask questions of in the end there.
No, I just want to say I think he's the best driver in the league. As far as I know, he doesn't use any assists. So also the quali lap, just 1 lap and do that. I think that's just great quality, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it, and just a tip to everyone is just practice against to great job. I mean, if you practice, you can get a good result. I practiced so much today.
Yeah.
I have a racing league today, so I could not be more prepared for this race, and the result couldn't be different. Another good result, another win, and now I'm the championship leader, so I have to keep up like this and take the championship.
So that sounds like you've probably done 54 racing laps around France.
Yeah,
today. That you need to go and lie down in a dark room and rest your eyes.
Yeah, for sure.
Congrats.
How many hours do you put in on a day like this?
Yeah, I usually train practice 3 hours before the race, and some days before it, like 1 day or two, maybe. But today I'm practicing since I don't know the hour in England, but I think it is like 4.5 of I think in England. So
Wow.
yeah, I spent like 2.5 hours. I'll race in another here, so I mean
Okay.
3.5 hours I think. Yeah.
Amazing.
Practice.
Amazing stuff. Well, it obviously pays off, so congratulations, Helm. Parabens once again.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Did Speed Queen join us at all?
I don't know, mate. I couldn't invite her because she's already in this party.
It sounds like Speed Queen might not have made it to us, presumably off having a cup of tea. Did Living Wall join at all? Living Wall, if you're there, say hello. It sounds like not, unfortunately. It looks like, Bert, it's just you and me left here. So
I think so, mate.
we will finish up. But Bert, any lasting thoughts? Did you wish you were on track tonight?
I wish, mate, because this is pretty much my favorite track.
Wow.
So it was quite a disappointment, but after a day or so, I thought, yeah, fuck it, do some other things.
We're live on stream at the moment, but you almost made it without swearing, so apologies to anybody watching and our sponsors. But thank you everybody that takes their time to watch. Thanks to Birdmeister for joining at the end and for some cracking entertainment, both on the live chat and of course on the racetrack. We will be back tomorrow for F2. I'm hoping to have Max with me, but who knows at the moment. And then, of course, same time, same place, rest of the week. PC F3 and the Realistic Performance on Thursday. Make sure you've subscribed to the channel. Make sure you've liked the video before you disappear on us, and you can follow us on Twitter. That's at Invictus RL and myself at WebORed5. But until next time, and from everybody here at Invictus Racing League, we will catch you on the next race day.